giving himself, which is a very different animal than the performance. And I'm like mesmerized by him. So, he's pounding his head against the wall.
Yeah, Nick, that's like enough radio time. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding you. I love hearing
this guy's a master,
But he listens. Yeah. That's what he's doing.
No,
he's listening. So if somebody does something different, he's going to respond.
Right,
but that's hard to do.
But what you were asking is how, I forget exactly how you phrased it, but the difference is in his understanding of, to put it in a musical sense, the note. And it's really fascinating to watch him. So anyhow,
because he doesn't do it. I'm here. We're talking as if you're dead. You're not even here. But I mean, you can't have an end result. And a lot when you talk about performance, people have an end result. When I was reading up on this, I loved a few things. When you talked about the Mary Tyler Moore Show, you said that you and Ted and Gavin would go out afterwards, and you'd have a few belts and you'd have a few dinners, and that was genuine. You said when you get the number one on the call, you didn't say the call sheet, but we say the number one, the call sheet. Mary was a fabulous number one because, and you said when you get around a person like that, you want to own them. You want to own every pore of them and please them. I have never heard that before, and I thought, that's exactly what you do, because if I get around someone that I feel that way, I get tongue-tied. I know you probably think I don't because I don't shut up here, but I get stuck. Like when I meet somebody and they ask me, I go hi. I can't think of anything else. I get gobsmacked. But that's wonderful that you saw that and you sought to please that, and that makes you. You didn't compete with it. I'm going to interview Gavin. He's agreed to do it. Yeah, because his daughter, his granddaughter is the assistant costumer on this show. Oh, yeah? Because I was on the set doing something, and I mentioned Love Boats. They go, oh, you're really good at that. I go, well, I've been enough Love Boats. And they go, and she goes, did you say that you did a Love Boat? She goes, my grandfather is Gavin McLeod. And and Ted Knight, I mean, I'll just tell my little story. When I did a Love Boat, he was the head of the Swedish Pacific Princess, and I was the mud wrestling activities person, Anyway, Swedish person. Anyway, and I don't think I've ever done this before, but he would do it. And he got me, and I started to crack up. And once he knew that I was easy and I was going to crack up, he didn't stop doing it. That's all he did. So what eventually, the first they're nice about it, like, okay, ha, 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 okay. The third time it's like, okay, we got to get this right. And so I would shift my eye, and I wouldn't look at him. You know what I mean? I would look because I just couldn't look at him, and then he would move his head. So then he goes, I mean, because that was his joy. He just loved it. And I was thinking, because he was the mayor of Pacific Palisades, right? And here you are, the socialist, and here's these really conservative, and then Gavin. I mean, I love that you had that. You want to talk about that at all? I mean, is there anything to?
We never. We generally agreed on the major topics of. We really didn't get deep.
But why do you think you bonded so? I mean, what was your male camaraderie?
Well, first of all, we were three guys. Yeah. And in the beginning of the show, the first few years, the girls were dominant. Valerie especially, and Phyllis secondarily, and of course Mary behind it all. So all the time was taken up by the women. So we guys, as I suppose insurance, banded together emotionally, and always felt pissed off because we weren't getting as much time from the director or the scene. There weren't as many scenes for us as there were for the girls. So that made us a tight unit. Eunuch.
Now, were they all directed by James Brooks? Did you have the same director?
No. Jay Sandrich.
Oh, Jay Sandrich.
Yeah.
And Jay Sandrich, I read a quote on him when he said, if you can't feel it, you can't play it.
Well, that's
It's in your yeah.
Well, that's nice, yeah.
So you worked with and you're good friends
the
with
best example about direction. I did a movie called Daniel with Sidney Lumet, and I played the lawyer. What's that say?
10 minutes.
Oh, is that all?
He said, "You're boring me." Speed it up. Get the cues faster together.
It gets better now.
We got 10 minutes. Oh my God! What did we cover? Okay.
The best example I can give you there.
Play it.
The best example I can give you there, and there was a dialogue whereby I chew out the grandmother for not doing a better job with the kids of the accused couple, and when I did it, starkly and severely, lots of punctuation, and I did it well. And Sidney, it's the only good direction I got from him, came up and he said, "Okay, we got it that way now. Now let's try it with." Shut up! You're interfering with my delivery. We have it that way. Now let's try without all of the punch and stick it to him, and almost whispering intensively in her ear. And I did it that way. It's like an afterthought. And I did it that way, and that's what was printed, and that was the right way to go.
Oh yeah.
Took out all the Sturm und Drang.
Oh, the Storm and Drunum. I mean, the Naked City. I mean, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Alfred Hitchcock. The Name of the Game. I mean, so many of these shows that Wild Wild West. I wanted to lose my virginity when I was like not to the Wild Wild West.
We can't go that far back.
It's a big memory. But you know what? I was thinking you didn't do a Columbo.
No, never asked. What do you want from me?
I know. See, I'm Irish. I'm never happy. You do 127 TV credits, and I'm like, well, why didn't you do Columbo? That was my favorite, and Peter Falk was my showbiz godfather. I mean, you know what I mean? So, anyway, it's just it's. I have another question. It's going to be well, we only have a limited time. Did you, when you were, what was it like when you were, not what was you like, I hate how I phrase that, I'm sorry, but when you were in the Compass with Mike Nichols and Elaine May and Shelley Berman. Oh, okay.
I was in the legitimate group that Paul Sills had.
Yeah.
Before Compass.
Oh, yes.
And then he and David Shepard, his co-producer, began developing Compass in the last stages of our theater, which was called the Playwrights Theater Club.
Right.
The city was closing us down, and they were busy opening the Compass on the south side in Jimmy's Tavern. And that's where Mike and Elaine came to power, and Barbara Harris, Shelley Berman, Anishto Gedacht, now dead, and a few others, Severin Darden. And I didn't do anything there because I wanted to say legit and not improv. And I wanted to take my great reviews from the 2 years we had our theater and run to New York and flash them in people's faces.
I just have to take off what you were talking about. So what do you feel about improv now? Did you ever do improv?
I think it's great. I do. Yeah,
it is, isn't it?
We did it in rehearsal. And when
I'm sorry. I can't help
What succeeded Compass?
Second City.
Second City. When Second City had its 25th anniversary, which was in Chicago, they had a big party, and they invited me to be part of the group. And I did, and we did a football scene together, and I had fun.
But did you ever study improv, or did you just something that you picked up?
We just used it, because Paul's mother, Viola Spolin, had written books on the whole
improv.
subject. Yeah,
because people are on the assumption, even actors, like improv is just, we're going to improv. No, improv is a very studied thing. Dave, who were we asking? Remember last week, who's the guy that did the Big Short? Or That director?
Oh, God.
Oh, anyway, sorry, never mind. There are directors now. Paul somebody?
Adam McKay.
Adam McKay. He doesn't even want to see actors.
Oh, that's
Adam McKay.
Adam McKay
Is doing a...
is quiet. Joyce Piven's daughter's husband.
Yes, she is. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Oh, do you know
Joyce
them?
Piven is the one who ran a lot of Second City, and along with Bernie Piven in Chicago.
Isn't that fabulous?
Yeah.
But because there's UCB out here, which is Amy Poehler, and but then they have an offshoot of it, which is that Adam McKay, and I can't think of what it's called on Little Santa Monica Boulevard. Anyway, if I had to do it over again, I'm studying improv, but I would have studied it way from the very, very beginning. Mm-hmm. But this is what you say. You say, I loved it when I was reading that you in New York, you couldn't wait you were thrilled to go out to the to do a Naked City, because you felt that New York, because most people go, that's the glittering city on the hill, and it's a fabulous. That's where the real talent. That's a fabulous place to be, New York. And you were like, I was so tired. You had a quote like, I'm so tired of all those phonies there.
The phrase I used at the time was, they blow the smoke up your ass in L.A., and they blow it up your ass in New York. But at least in L.A., they...
You like New York? You like L.A. better?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I never met anybody who liked anybody better.
I can't forget the saving phrase I used.
It'll come back.
At least No. That's the phrase. The phrase I used was the hypocrites in New York and they're hypocrites in L.A. But at least in L.A. they blow smoke up your ass.
I have never heard that. I have to say, I find you obviously this in-depth conversation, but just reading, I knew you were going to be. You are so humble, and you probably don't like to be told that. I understand, but because you have one.
I know how to hide ego very well.
Well, no, you have. What I can't even keep up with them. What are they? There's like 8 Emmy. There's 8 Emmys, 5 Golden Globes, TV Land Award, Best Actor. You won so many awards. What do you think of awards?
They're nice.
Are they nice? Do you think they don't have? They didn't change it all, right? Did they change you at all?
No, but what they do is they
validate you.
They help get you over your insecurity.
Mm-hmm. But you never did.
No.
Yeah.
I still have my insecurity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is what makes you like so fabulous.
Yeah.
When it was your first wife, you got into marriage counseling, and you talk about marriage counseling. I'm in counseling with my husband. You talk about it like it's and it's true. It's a wonderful thing to do. You said I want to really work on myself, and our marriage means enough to me that it's worth working on. Mm-hmm. And you wanted to raise your children. You didn't want them to make the same sins of the father, because obviously you didn't.
The problem is you can't find the counselors who are good enough.
Oh, I did. I have.
Well, that's good.
If you need a recommendation.
Give me that name, will you?
Well, no, this brings me, everybody wanted to know why you wanted to finally get a divorce after being separated for 8 years.
I didn't want to get a divorce.
You're divorced now.
Oh, yeah. You mean for my second wife?
The second wife. Why did you wait 8 years? Nobody can figure it out.
You get a divorce?
At 85, you wanted a divorce, where 8 years before you were like,
we no longer shared a bed.
Yes.
I was living a bachelor's life, and so I thought now was the time to have the divorce.
So then you are getting laid. You make it sound like
not now. I was then.
It's only 3 years ago.
What 3 years ago?
You got a divorce at 85.
No, we got divorced.
85. Well, no, when you were 85.
Yeah.
And you're 88 now, quite.
No.
He's loyal.
He's
loyal.
I can't help it, Ed. I'm sorry.
I compromise myself a lot.
I understand. Well, who said that about you? I think it was your first wife.
Yeah.
She said, You work so hard. You give so much because you want everybody to be happy. You want everyone to feel comfortable. He gives so much of himself.
That's why he's only got one leg.
But I lust too.
I know you do.
Tremendously lust.
But